I just miss them. There's a particular kind of awake that grief creates. Not panic, not anxiety exactly, just the weight of an absence. The space where something used to be. I'm not going to tell you that it gets easier. I don't actually know if that's true for everyone. What I can offer is something older than that promise. I wasn't looking for someone who'd explain grief. I'd read the books. I knew the stages. The stages didn't help much at 2 in the morning. What I was looking for was someone who'd sat in it, who'd felt the specific weight of it and kept writing anyway. Not because they'd figured it out, because they hadn't. That's how I found what Marcus Aurelius left behind. Marcus Aurelius lost people his whole life. His father, before he'd really knew him, his mentor, Antoninus. After 23 years together, 8 of his 13 children. He wasn't writing about grief from a distance. He was writing through it in real time and in private, in a journal called Meditations, never meant for anyone else to read. Which means what he wrote about love and loss, he wrote it for himself, not to teach anyone, not to be remembered, just to get through the night. One line stayed with me longer than the others. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. He buried 8 children and wrote about love, not despite the loss, because of it. Fate brings you together, which means fate also takes you apart. He knew that better than almost anyone who ever lived, and his answer wasn't to love less carefully. His answer was to love the people fate brought him, fully, while fate allowed it. I started thinking about grief as evidence, not a wound, not a stage, not something to work through. Evidence. Evidence that someone or something was real, that they mattered enough to leave this mark, that you were present enough to feel it. The weight you're carrying tonight, it's the exact shape of what you loved. That's not a problem. That's a record. Marcus Aurelius kept writing, kept showing up, not because the grief went away, because the love that caused it was worth carrying forward. You don't grieve things that didn't matter. The Stoics practiced something they called memento mori. Remember that you will die. Remember that everyone you love will die. I know how that lands right now, when you're already in the middle of it. But here's what I've come to understand. Grief is memento mori working in reverse. You didn't need to be reminded that loss was coming. You already know. You're living in the proof of it right now. Are you fully here with the people fate brought to you while they're still here? Marcus Aurelius asked himself that question while bearing his children. He kept answering yes, by staying, by writing, by loving the ones still in the room. The grief you're feeling right now is yours. It's your yes. You were there. You loved something real. That weight is not a burden. That weight is proof. There's nothing to fix tonight. The grief is there because the love was real. And the love was real because you let yourself be present for it. Fate brought you together. That's not nothing. That's everything. Marcus Aurelius wrote at night in a journal no one was supposed to read about the people he'd lost and the ones still beside him. He didn't solve grief. He just kept showing up fully, honestly, to the life fate had given him. That's all any of us can do. If your mind works like this sometimes, you're not the only one. Good night.